Alright, this is how we do with the history. We use movies, entertainment, dance, whatever we need to do to get the message out that history is very important. So I got a little hook for this. He gonna dance. So here we go. History, history, history. I know what it is, so I know who to be. History, history. I know what it is, so I know who to be. So I can fix my family and my community. History, I know what it is, so I know what it be. So I can fix my family. History, history. I know what it is, so I know who to be. So we're gonna break down the movie Angry Birds and show the connection between the movie Angry Birds, history, and some messages in it that you need to take and apply to your own life. So my man Jarel's gonna start out first.
Alright, so we all know how Angry Birds, just pretty much the main thing I ain't use this one here. But the whole entire thing about Angry Birds is, you know, my man Red. He's a bird. The movie's called Angry Birds, but of course the society around it, they don't want him to be angry. They want him to be a nice bird. Which isn't bad, but they don't want him to embrace himself. So they put him in anger management class. They're gonna try and make him a nice bird. And all of a sudden these new pigs arrive, bearing gifts, all friendly, saying that there's only 2 of us. Then all of a sudden there's more of them. But they come bearing gifts. They want to be nice. They're trying to introduce the bird into a whole different way of thinking, way different types of stuff, And secretly, Red finds out that they ain't really, as kind as they really are. They really won't, they kind of will take over the land. They didn't necessarily say that, but they kind of do, trying to inhabit other places. But then start realizing, oh snap, the eggs, and the eggs of the children. But, the pigs want to eat, Apparently, since you know about the king, his family been trying to look for the eggs for a long time. And, now he found the eggs. So, they're going to try and get a plan to get these eggs. So, they get the eggs right while they're distracting all the other birds with some new technology stuff. They distract the birds, they're getting the eggs. They go ahead and take the eggs back and they plan on eating them. And all of a sudden, all snap. Everybody realized that Red was right. He tried to warn them. He tried to warn everybody that these pigs were not as they seemed. They didn't listen. Birds came back and it was like, all right, what we gonna do? They took our kids. What we gonna do? So they all banded together. Red said, well, I don't need no regular old birds. I don't need no nice birds. I need some angry birds. You know what I'm saying? I need some angry birds to go get back our children. So they all band up, built a nice little boat, sail over there to the new land of pigs. They go back and get their babies back. They do what they was meant to do. That's pretty much the gist of the movie. They came together and they got their babies back. That's pretty much what happened. They pigs, they kind of got killed. We ain't gonna say all that. But that's pretty much what happened. They came together and they got their kids back.
All right. So I just wanted to talk about some lessons from this movie. And one of the lessons that everybody must learn is you must give before you take. This is a part of military science. So the pigs come onto the island with the birds, and since the pigs come with an ulterior motive to get the kids, they know they must do something to entice and distract the birds so they can get what they want. So the pigs come with these new technologies, slingshots and helium balloons, right? The birds had never seen these things before, so they give them these new technologies. All the while, the pigs are plotting to bring more pigs on the island to take their kids. But the only way this was able to happen was the big distraction, okay? And the distraction was the new technology. Doesn't that sound familiar? See, I'm a school teacher, and all day long, students are distracted with new technologies. They don't want to read, they don't want to learn, they want to be distracted by the new technologies. All the while, the system is devouring the kids. Okay? So that's what's set up in the movie. The pigs were stealing the eggs, which represent the kids, to devour them. That represents the system we are in today that is devouring our kids. And we are allowing them to be eaten and devoured because we are all distracted by this new technology. Yes, it is cool, it's fancy, it's pretty, but all the while, we're losing the youth. We're losing the kids. Okay? So that's one of the reasons we're making these videos, because there needs to be a bridge built between the elders and the youth so we can work together and try to solve these problems. And Angry Birds does a great job of showing this graphically in a way that you can understand and it's digestible, it's not boring. Okay, another lesson that I wanted to talk about is, the lesson is, the youth of a culture are the most valuable assets of that culture. Okay, we know that from the movie because that's the one thing that the pigs wanted to get, take, and devour. Because the youth is the one thing that can fix all the problems that the elders couldn't figure out, right? The elders need to teach the youth what's really going on so the youth can learn these lessons and then fix the problems that the elders didn't have time or couldn't figure out. So we're supposed to be using the new technology with the youth to teach the youth how to solve the problems of the future. Okay, so those was 2 lessons that I got from Angry Birds that I wanted to share, because we have to come together, elders and youth, to fix these problems and use the technology to help us. You want to say anything in closing?
Okay. So, my lesson that I want to use was pretty much, I'm going to write this down. It's coming together. Now, I obviously don't need to write this for y'all to understand it. However, coming together is exactly what the birds had to do to get their children back. Now, Red, if he was like a one bird that was singled out from him being always angry and also being picked on by the pigs in the movie. If you realize, by himself he was being picked on because of what he thought. But it took a group of his friends. One was it Chuck, the black one that explodes. They believed in him because they saw it. But then it took those 3 birds to get everybody together, to come back together, because Red knew he couldn't just do this alone. He couldn't just get back the eggs by himself. No, it took everybody. It took coming together to get the children back. So it's very important for the birds to come together and embrace who they were. Not being no nice birds, but no, they had to be some angry birds. The title, Angry Birds. Not no nice old little birds. Can we have our children back? No! They had to be some angry birds. They had to mean it. They had to put themselves in a slingshot, fly themselves, and destroy everything from the pigs to get their children back. That was the whole entire point. Of course, Red went in by himself, but it took everybody. It took a whole bunch of birds to destroy and distract other pigs for him to pretty much, and Mighty Eagle to fly and get the eggs back. So it took everybody. And that's what we need. It takes everybody to change something. It takes everybody. It doesn't take one person. Yes, one person can stand up, but it takes everybody to understand the same thing. It takes, without that one person standing, for a group of people to listen. If just one person is listening, meaning myself, if the only one person is listening to me, which is me, then I ain't gonna get nothing done. It takes for everybody to listen. It takes everybody to do some work. So, for Angry Birds, it's very simple. It's a nice animation of a movie, but that's how simple it is for y'all have to realize what these movies are trying to tell you. Okay, because this happened with Native Americans and Europeans coming over. Pigs coming over. Europeans coming over. Introducing it to new technologies. In fact, wanting to take something from the birds. Europeans want to take something from Native Americans. They're kids. That's pretty much true. And for that to change, even though it did happen, Native Americans actually had to come together to figure out that this is wrong. We as people have to come together and realize that there's something wrong with our youth. There's something wrong that we need to change. All this electronic stuff, yes, it's good. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic way to interact and everything, but it's also a distraction from other things to look at. Now, it's easy access to the things like Angry Birds, but we have to understand that the easiest things in life are also the hardest things to get out of our heads. Because they're so easy. So that's pretty much what I would like to use for that analogy.